Hey everyone, I'm going to be explaining Chapter 6, Exercise 7, found on page 314 in the hard textbook. I don't know what it is for the online textbook, or if it's different. I apologize in advance. This might take a little while because this problem has a lot of steps. So we're going to first compute the cost of ending inventory and cost of goods sold under FIFO, LIFO, and average cost. So first we need to calculate the total units for the period. It already provides us our ending inventory, which is 230, so we're going to go ahead and calculate the total units that we had for the period, which is 120 from our beginning inventory, plus our purchase on June 12th, plus our purchase on the 23rd. Whoops, not what I wanted. There we go. Which gives us 690, and we're going to go ahead and total up our cost. Which is going to be 600 plus 2,220 plus 1,400, which gives us 4,220. So for our ending inventory, we're going to start with our FIFO, which is first in, first out. That assumption is that the inventory we buy first is the inventory that's going to be sold first. So to calculate our ending inventory, we know that our ending inventory is 230. Now, the units that have been sold for this period are going to be coming from the first inventory purchases. So we're going to kind of do this backwards because we know that the inventory that is going to be left is these last inventories. So 200 of the 230 are going to be priced at $7. So we're going to have that $1,400 plus 30 of the units which come from our June 12th purchase, which is 370 times 6. So we're going to do 30 because that's how many units we have left over from our 230 times 6. And that gives us 1,580. To get the cost of goods sold, we're just going to take our cost of goods available for sale, which is this number. And we're going to subtract our ending inventory cost, which is 2,640. Under LIFO, LIFO is last in, first out. That assumption is saying that the inventory we buy last is the inventory that's going to be sold first. So we're going to do, to calculate this, we're going to kind of do the opposite of what we did for FIFO. We know that we have 230 left in inventory, and so if our last inventory is being sold first, then we don't need to worry about these numbers. These ones were sold during the period. So what we're going to have left is these first units. So 120 of those units of the 230 were priced at $5, which gives us our 600. So that is going to equal 600 plus the rest of the units. So 230 minus 120 is 110. So we have 110 units that are going to be priced at $6. Oops. Times 6. That gives us $12.60. And again, we're just going to take our cost of goods available for sale, and we're going to subtract our ending inventory, which gives us $29.60. Okay, for average cost, we have a little bit of an extra step here. We need to calculate the average cost per unit, because this assumption under average cost allocates the costs of goods available for sale on the basis of a weighted average unit cost. So we need to calculate that weighted average unit cost, which is calculated as the cost of goods available for sale divided by the total units available for sale. So here is our cost of goods available for sale, and we are going to divide that by our total units available for sale, which is 690, which gives us 6.1159, blah, blah, blah. So to calculate our ending inventory, we just take our total ending inventory, which is 230, and we're going to divide it, we're going to multiply that by our average cost per unit. And this says to round the average unit cost to 3 decimal places. So we're going to multiply our 230 by 6.116. And that gives us $1,406.68. And to get our cost of goods sold, we're just going to take our cost of goods available for sale, and we're going to subtract our ending inventory cost, which is $2,813.32. Now, Part B says which costing method gives the highest ending inventory. The highest ending inventory, we can look at our chart right here. With these three, is going to be the first in, first out. The FIFO method gives us the highest ending inventory. And that is because our ending inventory comes from our purchases that have the highest unit cost that we purchased it for. And then it asks which one has the highest cost of goods sold. So if we come down here and we look, we can see that LIFO has the highest cost of goods sold. And we can see that that is because we're assuming that these last ones are the ones that people purchased first. So our cost of the ones that we sold are going to come from these higher unit costs, which is why it would provide us with a higher cost of goods sold. Part C asks, how do the average cost values for ending inventory and cost of goods sold relate to the ending inventory and cost of goods sold for FIFO and LIFO? If we look here, we can see that the average cost is in between FIFO and LIFO costs. And that's always going to be the case, and hence the average cost. It'll always be the average of FIFO and LIFO. So average cost is values are in between the values for FIFO and LIFO. And finally, Part D asks, explain why the average cost is not $6. If we looked right here and we just were calculating for the unit cost, then $6 would make sense that it would be the average cost. But the average cost per unit takes into account the total units that are being sold and the allocation of the cost over the different units. So it's not going to be $6 because there are more units that we purchased at the higher prices than we did at the lower prices, and so the average cost is going to be a little bit higher than just $6. It's not a perfect average. And that is how you do exercise 7. I hope this makes sense. If I am off anywhere, please let me know. And if you have any questions, just ask and I will answer it the best I can. Thanks, everyone.